friends, in previous lecture we discussed the monosubstituted cyclohexane and we take one example, that is methyl cyclohexane. In methyl cyclohexane, uh, that is equatorial methyl groups and axial methyl groups. Okay, now when the equatorial methyl group, that means when the methyl group is at equatorial position, at that time it is more stable than the axial methyl groups. Okay, and when methyl group is at axial position, it having a 1/3 axial interaction or the Butten-Gauss interaction, therefore the stability of the molecule will be decreases. Now in today's lecture we will start the remaining part of stereochemistry of cyclohexane. Now first we discuss the disubstituted cyclohexane. In case of disubstituted cyclohexane, we will now discuss the stereochemistry of disubstituted cyclohexane, and this exhibits all types of stereoisomerism, that is geometrical, optical and conformational. We will not only consider these stereoisomers, but we will also learn how to decide their relative stabilities. For example, here the disubstituted cyclohexane. Now then here, in case of disubstituted cyclohexane, the structural isomer, that means depending upon the relative position of the two substituents, it having the 4 structural isomers are possible. First one is here a 1,1 disubstituted cyclohexane. That means at 1 number position there is 2 substituents. Now then 1, 2. That means at 1, 2 disubstituted cyclohexane. Now then 1, 2, 3. 1, 3 disubstituted cyclohexane. And here 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 4 disubstituted cyclohexane. Here we will discuss the stereoisomer formed by each of these structural isomers. Here type number 1, here 1,1 disubstituted cyclohexane. In this case, when both the substituents are present on the same carbon atom, and such compounds are called as the 1,1 disubstituted cyclohexane derivatives. Now then this 1,1 disubstituted cyclohexane, it undergoes the ring flipping. At that time here the X is at equatorial, it become X is at axial, it become equatorial. Now then the Y group is equatorial, it become axial. This is called as the ring flipping. Now then the geometrical isomerism, that means since both the substituents are present on the same carbon atom, and such a compound do not show the geometrical isomerism because both the substituents are present on the same carbon atom. Now then optical isomerism. In case of optical isomerism, the molecule possesses the plane of symmetry, that means the plane that include both X and Y. It divides the molecule into 2 equal parts, hence optical isomerism is not possible. Now then conformational isomer. In case of 1,1 disubstituted cyclohexane will exist in 2 distinct chair conformation, that is A conformation A and conformation B. Okay, now the boat and screw boat conformation are also possible. However, we will consider only chair conformation as they are the most stable and most of the molecules prefer to exist in the chair conformation. If we consider in A conformation, the substituent X is occupied at the axial position, while in conformation Y it is occupied at the equatorial position. And if the ring, that is A, flips to, we get B, and which is the position of the two groups have been inverted, then the relative stabilities of the, whether the conformation, that is A, is more stable, it means A is a more stable, relative stabilities in which whether the conformation, that means A is more stable or B is more stable, that will be depend upon the relative size of the X and Y. Depends on the relative size of the X and the Y. Okay. The conformation will be more stable, in which the bulkier substituents will occupy at the equatorial position. Out of these X and Y, if the bulky substituent is present at equatorial position, at that time such a conformation is more stable. Thus, if the X is bulkier than the Y, and then the conformation B, if X is bulkier than the Y, then the conformation B is more stable than A, because the bulkier group is at the equatorial position. And on the other hand, if Y is bulkier, than the X, then the conformation A is a more stable than the B, because the Y group is at the equatorial position. This is about the a 1,1 disubstituted cyclohexane. Now then, next type number 2, 1,2 disubstituted cyclohexane. In case of 1,2 disubstituted cyclohexane, there are two forms. Number A, cis isomer, that is axial equatorial form. Cis isomer, that means the axial equatorial form. Here the one substituent is in the axial and other is in the equatorial position. That is, substituents are on the same side of the general plane. For example, here the cis 1,2 dimethyl cyclohexane. Here the conformations and the relationship. If we see this is a 1,2 dimethyl cyclohexane, and here the structures are shown here. If we consider the 1 and 3, that means this is 1 at 1 number position, there is here axial and here equatorial. Here 1 and 3, that means this one here 1 and 3, here axial and here equatorial. The 1 and 3, they are the enantiomer. Okay, if we compare the 1 and 4, if we compare this 1 and 4, they are the identicals, that means they are same. And if we compare 2 and 4, they are the enantiomers. While the remaining 2 and 3, here 2 and here 3, 2 and 3, they are the identicals. Okay, this is about a simple a 1,2 disubstituted cyclohexane. Here the optical isomer, that means from here this figure we see that the cis 1,2 dimethyl cyclohexane has no element of symmetry. If we consider cis 1,2 dimethyl, it having the no element of symmetry, and therefore is expected to be optically active. And we know that if any molecule possesses the plane of symmetry, at that time it is optically inactive. And here in case of 1,2 disubstituted cyclohexane, it having the no element of symmetry, therefore this is expected to be optically active. However, it is found that the compound is optically inactive. Even though appears to be surprising, the inactive nature could be understood by careful observation of its structure. Conformation first and its mirror image third. Conformation first and its mirror image third, they are actually non-superimposable mirror images. Therefore, they are the enantiomers. Okay, and when one, that means this first conformation is flips to gives a second. Okay, when one conformation is flips to give the which gives the second, and which is same as 3. To show that the 2 and 3, here 2 and 3, they are used as the model is necessary. That means this 2 and 3 are the identical. Okay, now similarly the 2 and 4, that means these 2 and 4 are the non-superimposable. These 2 and 4, they are the non-superimposable mirror images, that is, they are the enantiomer. But when 2 flips, we get 1. 2 flips, we get 1. Which is same as which is the same as 4, Okay, it means that when one flips, that means this flips into 2, or 2 flips into 1, they are converted into their enantiomer, since the stability of these two conformation is same, and they exist in the equatorial proportion. This makes the molecule to exist as the racemic mixture and hence optically inactive. Now then, the relative stability. In case of cis 1,2 dimethyl cyclohexane, there is one axial and one equatorial. One axial methyl one axial methyl and one equatorial, and this is one um, axial methyl group. It produces the 2-butane-Gauche interaction, 2-butane-Gauche type of interaction. That is, axial group is Gauche to with respect to C3 and C5 of the ring. Here C3, here one axial hydrogen, and here C5, here one axial hydrogen. That means it having the 2-butane-Gauche interaction or 2 1/3 diaxial interaction, and on the basis of 0.9 kilocalorie per mole for each 1/3 diaxial interaction, that is CH3 hydrogen interaction or the butane-Gauche interaction, we calculate the total energy is 2.7 kilocalorie of van der Waals strain for the cis 1,2-dimethyl cyclohexane. This is about the cis 1,2-dimethyl cyclohexane. Now the next, a trans 1,2-dimethyl trans isomer. The trans isomer, that means equatorial or the axial form. Okay. Now in trans form, the isomer in which both the substituents are in on the equatorial position. Here I have shown here both the substituents are at equatorial position or axial position. Equatorial position or the axial position. Okay. That is, the substituents are on the opposite side of the plane. I have mentioned here, this is the conformational isomer of the trans 1,2-dimethyl cyclohexane. For example, the trans 1,2-dimethyl cyclohexane, that means this one here, trans 1,2-dimethyl cyclohexane, here fifth and sixth conformational isomers. Okay. Similarly, 7 and 8, this 7 and 8 also the conformational isomers. Now here the optical isomer, that is both 5 and 6. Here the 5 and 6 having the no element of symmetry. The 5th and 6th conformation is having the no element of symmetry, therefore expected to be optically active. It does not possess the plane of symmetry, therefore it is optically active. As expected, that is trans 1,2-dimethyl cyclohexane. Trans 1,2-dimethyl cyclohexane exists as the pair of enantiomer of 5 and 7 or 6 and 8. Now ring flipping will be produce the less stable diaxial conformation, that is 6 it will be converted into the 8. 6 it will the ring clipping will be produce the less stable diaxial conformation, the 6 and 8, that is 6 and 8, because here in 5th both are equatorial, 7th both are equatorial, and we perform the ring flipping, they are the axial position. Okay. Now here we notice that the 5 and 7, the 5 and 7 or 6 and 8 are the enantiomers. That means here 5th and 7th and 6 and 8, they are the enantiomers, while 5th and 8, the 5th and 8 or the 6 and 7, they are the diastereomer conformations. Okay. The conformation 5, that means this one is more stable than the 6. Because in 5th conformation, both the substituents at 1 and 2 number position, they are equatorial, while in 6th they are the axial position. The presence of both the substituents is at the axial position, and we know that if the substituent is present at the axial position, it is less stable, and when the substituent is present at the equatorial position, it is more stable. Now the trans 1,2-dimethyl cyclohexane exists as the pair of resolvable enantiomer containing the higher proportion of 5 and 7 rather than that of the 6 and 8. Now next, the relative stabilities in the 1,2 diaxial transform 6 and 8, that means this 6 and this 8 are two axial substituents. That means if we see, both are axial substituents. Okay, axial substituents, and giving rise to total 4 butane-Gauche interaction. That means each methyl group giving 2 butane-Gauche interaction, and here the 2 methyl groups is at the axial position, therefore it giving rise to total 4 butane-Gauche interaction, and increasing the energy of the molecule is 0.9 into 4, that is 3.6 kilocalorie per mole. And in the 1,2-diequatorial, 1,2-diequatorial, that is transform the 5 and 7. None of the substituent is axial position, but both methyl groups are Gauss to themselves. They give rise to an energy is 0.9. That is, both the substituents are equatorial. That means this 1 and 2 number position, the methyl group is at the equatorial position, therefore having energy 0.9 kilocalorie per mole. Now, the order and the stabilities of the conformations. The order of stability of conformation is here. The trans 1 2, that means if you see here, the trans 1 2 equatorial even having energy 0.9, then cis 1 2 axial equatorial or cis 1 2 equatorial axial having energy 2.7, then trans 1 2 axial having energy 3.6. That means trans 1 2 axial it is highly energetic, while the trans 1 2 equatorial having energy 0.9 kilocalorie per mole. That means this is more stable as compared to this. Okay. Now the comparison between cis and trans isomer. In trans 1,2-dimethyl cyclohexane, that means diequatorial 5 and 7, there is a no 1/3 axial interaction. That means the CH3 hydrogen interaction, but there is a 1 butane-Gauss interaction between two CH3 group. Therefore, trans 1,2-dimethyl cyclohexane, that is diequatorial, has 0.9 kilocalorie of van der Waals strain. And in case of cis 1,2-dimethyl cyclohexane, there are two 1/3 axial interaction, that is CH3 hydrogen interaction and one butane-Gauss interaction. Hence, there is a total of 2.7 kilocalorie per mole van der Waals strain. And if we subtract the 0.9 kilocalorie per mole from 2.7 kilocalorie, we conclude that the trans, that is 1,2 equatorial isomer, should be more stable than the cis isomer by 1.8 kilocalorie per mole, and which is in the agreement with the measured value of 1.87 kilocalorie per mole. This is about an explanation of di-substituted cyclohexane. So friend, never miss a video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, thank you.